Welcome, Pisces. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I'm getting ready to do your full moon in Pisces, which is a lunar eclipse on the 7th of this month. This is highlighting the moon naturally, and it is the moon that is an indication in our birth charts of the past energy that we bring into our present moment. It's also a place where, if you're investigating past lives, we look for the characteristics that you have brought in as resources, as strengths from other life experiences. So this is an important way of looking at our reflections upon the past, our process of looking into our subconscious, into the collective unconscious, how we are linked and connected up with all other life forms on the earth. This is an area, Pisces, of your strength, of your gift. You are a connector. So this is powerful for you as this full moon is reflecting directly upon how you identify yourself, how you are aligned spiritually, and how that is often reflected in your significant others. Significant others to include not only your higher self, the part of you that dreams, knows that you have unmet potential that you are capable and willing to pursue, but also audiences, students, groups of collaborators, family members, friends, uh, far beyond the romantic realm of significant others. So this is a powerful time, and your overall energy here is the Eight of Pentacles, showing your consistent, hard-working energy. This is an aspect of Pisces, depending on the Pisces, that is often not seen, not understood, not known. This is you sinking into your work ethic as a way of not only achieving a goal, but of improving yourself, understanding that preparing yourself significantly in resonance with this full moon, sorting, uh, discriminating, throwing out, decluttering, cleansing, purifying, is a step not only in towards your humility, your understanding that you are not perfect, but that you can improve upon your skills, your life, your habits, your routines as a way of understanding that you can improve yourself and contribute in that way to a better world. So I see you really expressing yourself through your work as an act of love and devotion. These are beautiful qualities that are often undervalued in terms of this brilliant, hardworking, round-the-clock willingness to work to a point of love. This work that you do beyond money, you don't do for money, but doesn't exclude a bountiful or abundant reward, by no means. But it's more hooked up with your preparedness for the harvest. That is another name for this lunar eclipse, this September full moon, the harvest moon, and promises in many places to be quite beautiful. It's when, of course, the moon feels closer to the earth and looks monumental in the sky. From the Sacred Geometry deck, I pulled the hexahedron associated with the element of earth. Again, perseverance, concentration, attention. The cube is a symbol of focus and grounding energies, helps you connect with the energies of nature and earth. Of course, the very visual image of the moon sinking into the water, the moon over a body of water. There is few experiences, natural experiences, that are more uh, uh, awesome, that generate more wonder than a moon, rising moon, or a harvest moon in a beautiful night sky. This is such a powerful visual image, and visual images are ineffable. It is difficult to put words to the experience that you are directly in touch with as you ground yourself into the earth, into your locations, into the land, and identify with that land. This is part of healing the earth. In the present, the Knight of Swords is describing your curiosity. And I love to see this. Did I look underneath? No, I didn't. I did not look underneath the deck, and I want to do that because Seven of Swords is about something you have difficulty facing, that you'd rather not deal with, something that is uncomfortable. It can be some outer experience of resistance that is causing you to feel uncomfortable, having to push back, resisting an internalization of someone else's negative view or criticism of something you've done, something you've said, an idea of yours. It feels as though you have touched on the fears of others in exhibiting your creative problem solving, a fresh idea, a new approach, particularly one that confirms your allegiance to uh, communal, social, collective upliftment. And so, in this way, your curiosity is being stimulated. Not only why you're receiving the resistance that you may be receiving, but also a deeper knowing that you have encountered this in the past in a way that may have been very damaging. And this, in and of itself, this criticism, this not taking you seriously, this even making fun of you, or dismissing some valid ideas or energy that you want to include, that you think is a worthy direction. This is something that has harmed you in the past, and you have learned that this is not about you. When others say no, you are perfectly capable of negotiating that. You're perfectly willing to detach yourself from your enthusiasm, your connection, your commitment to an idea that you think has value, and actually listen to the objections. In taking them seriously, you take a lot of the sting out of the objections you're receiving, because they are coming from fear in many cases. And once you expose that, you are free to recognize that the support you need is not coming from here. And you understand the reason why. However, you also understand that folks that are resisting may be threatened. And if that is the case, you need to know that so that you can look for the support you're deserving of elsewhere. But you are about exploring. You are about not making judgments. You are about looking at all the options available. And this is fearless. This is brave work. In the past, the King of Pentacles is describing not only your focus on stability and security, and that is part of your ability to work as hard and as diligently as you do. A note about this deck: it is a new deck, and you may notice that some of the characters look quite ghostly, is the least offensive word I can use. And that initially made me uncomfortable, but I do find the value in looking at a deck that is titled Shadow Work, or that is the purpose of this deck, to do shadow work in exposing the dark side, for simplicity's sake, of any and all things. All things have a plus and a minus. They have a positive and negative, a dark and a light side. The King of Pentacles here is showing me that you are working against or through a patriarchal system. And in that way, you have understood that you can work through the systems and the environments that it provides as the organizing uh, uh, methods of our society, our culture, the way things get done. But you also recognize the limitations of dead power. That's the energy that this is calling up for me, dead power. It is something that has been noted about uh, those that have political power in this country, uh, dead white men, or dead or old white men, I should say. And I don't mean that to castigate whiteness in particular. What I am castigating is a lack of life, dead institutions, dead ideas, recalling old so-called traditions that are not relevant to our lives. So this is the power that I feel that you understand that you're working within and against in some ways. And you've mimicked many of the habits that it recognizes as valid: hard work, seriousness, focus on stability and security. And in addition to the fact that I believe that's part of the energy of this lunar eclipse, that is recognizing and sorting through the lessons of our old habits, the things that make us uncomfortable, that we don't feel aligned with, that we aren't in agreement with, that we think are not conducive to our well-being. There's your awareness, your focus and consciousness that this is something that has to go. But you are working through these institutions as an agent of change. In the future, the Two of Pentacles, indeed. What I just said, this is really about you taking the way things have been done and integrating those into your understanding of your strengths, your uh, focus on the future, your goals. So you are in the present moment as the fulcrum, as the pivot of these two energies. And often these energies are portrayed sort of like this, almost like a scale, almost a way that we are juggling our experiences from the past. Many of those have been conditioned and imposed, and the opportunities that you see emerging in the future, and the willingness to be open and prepared to maximize those. This is a general reading, Pisces. I'm sure you're aware. If you're resonating with this reading, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I love your shares. I appreciate your comments. Thank you so much for being here and supporting me in all the ways that you do. Let's clarify the Knight of Swords and the Presence by the Hermit card and the Death card. Interesting. I do feel like you have supported your own rebirth here by the ability to cultivate your own sacred space, to look to self, to understand the mysteries of who you are. You can be using a number of tools that help us self-study, and many metaphysical tools, many current practices are ideally designed for self-study, including the tarot cards. Astrology in particular is a fantastic tool for understanding our own life path, our own life's purpose. And this shows me that you are aiding in the death of things that no longer serve you, but don't serve our communities by cultivating that ability to stand up for yourself, live in your own authority, and to explore, be curious on the basis of that, so that you never stop discovering, asking questions as you move forward. And that's part of what promotes this rebirth relevant to your work or your community. In the past, the King of Pentacles is clarified by the Four of Wands and the Queen of Cups. So I'm feeling as though you are supported. Your vision is supported by a community. This community can be your family. This can be a community you work within. This can be a community you work on behalf of, but that community, part of that community is celebration. And you care, you are attending to this, you are nurturing this and supporting those who are celebrating their growth, the very reason that this community exists. You are celebrating your own growth as a result of that, and you are determined to make this available to others to the degree that you can. So you're spreading the word about something, you're talking about something, you're making presentations to people, you're helping them understand something that they already have. And you do that as part of a celebration of their capacity to learn, your capacity to share information that is relevant. You're teaching skills that will help others to master their own resources. And in the future, the Two of Pentacles is clarified by the High Priestess and the Judgment card. Well, well, well. You are in an exceedingly challenging growth cycle. And I mean challenging, exceedingly challenging, because I feel as though there are so many opportunities that are coming to you that you have prepared for a while. You are being reflected back in your experiences to you in terms of your wisdom, your knowledge, your power, your ability to not only reflect, but to reflect for others. Others seek your advisement, but your knowledge about your path is something that is for you. Your wisdom you hold close. It gives you the authority to move forward with clarity. It supports your ability to release the past, understanding that the opportunity you have now is a greater, a more fulfilling path towards your purpose. I see you in an advising, teaching capacity. I see you recognizing an opportunity that does the work that you are already particularly gifted at. And that is the connector. Keeping in mind that the sun is what we came here to learn. So your ability to connect people socially, to make contact with a variety of people, to help others understand how they belong in the world, is something that you are coming into greater fruition of, greater awareness of, greater capacity. And I see you taking in a lot of information and able to put it together in a way that gives people some general rules, principles, guidelines is a better word, as to how to utilize the resources they already have. And this absolutely has to do with not only healing the planet, but redeeming uh, the ignorance and cruelty of humankind in general. So, however that resonates for you, I hope it's helpful. And I am using the Yogic Path Oracle to finish up this reading, and I pull the Svadhyaya. And Svadhyaya is one I have not pulled before, so I always like that. The key word is, you'll never guess, self-study. The word is niyama, self-study. We were each born with a book of infinite wisdom, stories, inventions, and emotions. This book is our own consciousness. If we take the path to truly studying the self, we will never become bored with our findings. Instead of trying to acquire more information, take the focus inward. There are cosmos in your consciousness you have yet to venture into that have more beauty than any artwork, more mystery than your favorite thriller, more magnificence than all earthly creations. However, the passport required to reach these vistas is stillness. Through withdrawing from external stimulus, you can move into the true stimulus, the world inside and beyond you. Thank you so much for this experience, Pisces. If you enjoy this content, there's more content here for you to check out. Thank you for your likes and subscribes. Until next time, Pisces, namaste.